What up folks, Graphics Rogue here, back with another Roan 2 online replay for you. This one is from a recent TWN tourney that happened just today actually. A TWN tournament that was held by some of the TWN moderators and admins. I was a part of that. This is a battle I had in round 1. I am Carthage and my enemy is the Swebby. And my enemy is actually Warrior of Sparta. He is another YouTuber out there. He does YouTube stuff, Total War stuff and whatnot. Check him out if you want. He's pretty gosh darn cool, if I do say so myself. So, your first thing right off the bat, there was a rule that we only brought 4 max units, and I accidentally brought 6 Libyan infantry without thinking about it. I shouldn't have did that. That was pretty dumb. But our casters, our moderators slash casters, they let it slide because it was an accident and whatnot. So that was my bad right there. But I pretty much I brought 6 Libyan infantry and 3 Cretan archers and 3 mercenary companions and some African war elephants, some Carthaginian hops and some noble cav for my general. Gonna put on slow motion here. My enemy has a pretty, well, I'll put it on pause. I feel like I consider myself the Swebby guy for a while now, championing for a while the great uses of the Swebby. Ever since, even before they became the power faction they are today, I've always been thinking that they are not as weak as everybody says they are. And I used some odd builds that I never saw a lot. I always see these other kind of builds before, and I brought different kind of builds to see what worked, and I could make them work for me. I have never seen the Swebby build like this before. For one thing, is his army is all over the place. He's got noble riders way over here. He's got some riders of the hunt and some Germanic scout riders far on his left. He's got 3 nobles far on his right. But right here is a weird thing. His whole main line is made up of berserkers. Berserkers and hex bearers, which are basically just low rent berserkers as far as I'm concerned. They just don't have the same. They're like berserkers, but they're just not as good. I don't see what the big deal is. Well, they do cost less, so I suppose, yeah, whatever. They do cost less. And he brought a bunch of Cimbri bow women, which, alright, that's fine, but he brought way too many. I don't know why he brought so many. I feel like, for the Swebby, for what you want the Swebby to do, 1 is enough. 1 Cimbri bow, 1 missile unit is enough for the Swebby, for what you want them to do. I see what he was trying to do. He was trying to go for a big rush build, and he was planning on smashing right through my lines with a quick fear. He wanted to scare my army away within seconds, and just completely smash through me with these berserkers. And that could work, but we'll see just how that goes. I'm gonna put it on play for right now. He's got his noble riders way over here waiting for their chance to strike, checking to see what I'm doing, checking to see what I got going on. I see what his army composition is like, and I see where his soldiers are and the troops on the field. So I move ahead my full army, and I'm thinking now what to do. So I'm starting to pull my African war elephants to my left, because I see on the right he has some missile cavalry, and my elephants aren't going to do any good on the right. They would do better on the left, fighting back some of these noble riders. So I'm bringing my elephants on the left, and I'm moving ahead my infantry force slowly but surely, and he's moving ahead his infantry force, but he's moving ahead his Cimbri bow women pretty far out in front, and he's going to be wanting to harass my flanks over here with his riders of the hunt and his Germanic scout riders. And I'm still trying to move up these African war elephants to help maybe defend the left from any noble rider incursions. He's moving up some, and I'm thinking about what I could do. But he's thinking about what he can do. He's not being too hasty with his cavalry, because I have a lot of these companion cav, and they are very deadly. They can cause a lot of trouble. But I decided to move up my companion cavalry. He doesn't have a lot over here. He has a lot of berserkers and low rent berserkers and Cimbri bow women. That's basically a lot of soft targets for these companion mercenary cav. So I decided to just, I'm gonna send them right through and smash them right through the front. see if I can get a nice devastating hard charge. And as we see here, he has 2 spear units, 2 Night Hunters. They were hidden over here, and they came out of hiding, but his Noble Riders and his other cavalry, they're all way too far away to help in this fight. Now his spear units, they are pretty close, and they'll get here eventually. But boom, look at that, I smashed them hard. I've already got a lot of kills, a big and I'm making them use up their headhunt too. I'm making them use up their headhunt early, and I'm getting a lot of devastating charge fire on these guys. But now he's bringing in his Night Hunters, and I don't like the look of that, so I'm gonna pull that shit out. But he's got a lot of kills on my cavalry, and he's gonna get more kills with these Cimbri bowwomen laying some shots at my retreating cav. But look at that, I devastated his main line. I killed a crap load of his berserkers. Crap load of his low rent berserkers, and now he's trying to send his Night Hunters back into hiding formation, but I already know where they are. I'm sending up my Africa War Elephant, see if I can engage these noble riders and see if I can just stop them from doing whatever the hell they're trying to do. I want to stop them from reinforcing this area because I'm trying to move up slowly. His cavalry is starting to try to harass my right flank over here, so I'm gonna try to charge at them, try to drive them away. But I don't want to get bogged down in that chase, so I'm gonna try to pull them back. I'm just gonna try to keep my back line safe. We're gonna move ahead our Libyan infantry, see if we can finally start to get engaged with his main line. He's got a lot of missile units, but for one thing, the Cimbri bowwomen just aren't as good as my Cretians. Now, my Cretians beat out his Cimbri bowwomen automatically. But he's laying down some fire on my Africa War Elephants, but I'm going ahead and meet him. And I'm just gonna try to see if I can stop him from laying any more fire on my elephants. I'm gonna pull my elephants back. He's still trying to hit him, but I'm pulling him back, and I don't want him to hit him anymore. We're moving ahead with our hoplites and our noble cavalry. See if we can get a nice shot, devastating shot on these noble riders. More than that though, we are bogging down these noble riders. We see a couple of his units are starting to waver because so many of them were devastated on that initial charge. He's going to try to charge in the back of my Libyans, but he turns around to rethink it because he's getting surrounded by all these guys. We're surrounding his cavalry he has over here, just hopefully eradicate them early. I'm starting to swing around his main line with my Libyan infantry. I'm going to see if I can smack into his Woden spears with both these units. Or no, with this unit. And with this unit, I used to drive away his missile units. I'm moving them up. I don't really care about killing the missile units right now. I want to drive them up. They're in skirmish mode, I think. And drive them up. Just get them away from the main line because this is what I want. I want to start bringing in these elephants. And I'm going to charge right to his Woden spears, right into his general unit. And with these missile units occupied, they're too busy being scared of my Libyans to fire at my elephants. And now, oh, my cavalry is coming in. We destroyed their cavalry on the right flank here. And now they just come in and smash right into the general unit. And right over here, all of his noble riders are held up by my Carthaginian hoplites and my noble cavalry. They're just held up. We are finally getting routing some of their units, but they have routed a lot of our Libyan infantry. It makes me think that if I didn't do that initial charge, that maybe they would have beaten me because they did rout a lot of my Libyan infantry. And if I didn't get that initial charge to just devastate them in the beginning, maybe they could have beaten right through me. So his idea was sound, but that charge in the beginning, that charge just, oh, it devastated them. And now he's only got a couple of Cimbri bowwomen left. We've pretty much run down some of them over here with our Libyans. We're continuously trying to run them down. I'm pretty sure my enemy has a skirmish ability on, and that is a no-no. I recommend people to turn off their skirmish abilities and skirmish your missile units yourself, because just me chasing them makes them run away, and they can't shoot at my elephants. My elephants are completely free to do what they want because their Cimbri bowwomen are terrified of my Libyan infantry. Is he? Yeah, he's running. He's trying to still get some fire arrow shots off on my mercenary companions, but I'm still just chasing down his noble cav, his noble riders. Now some of his berserkers are starting to come back. But I soon see this. I'm gonna turn around one of my Cretan archers and just start laying fire down on these guys, and they're not gonna last long because those archers against those ridiculously unarmored berserkers, that is not gonna go good for them because their armor is just non-existent. And we are still chasing these guys down. We have destroyed nearly all of the Cimbri bowwomen. We're running them down with what noble cavalry we have left with our general. And we are finally trying to just catch and bog down the noble riders. Yeah, that is nice. We are moving in these Carthaginian hoplites to help in with this fight. He keeps pulling back. He keeps trying to think what he can do. But there's not a whole hell of a lot he can do at this point. Yeah, we're moving in. We're going to start taking pot shots at the berserkers. Pretty much my entire army is chasing down these two running noble riders. And now he's going to turn around and try to engage some of my units. Maybe just make a last stand right here. You know, we're already wavering this berserker unit, and they're going to be knocked out soon. And these noble riders have nowhere to go. They're tired, they're exhausted, they're surrounded by Libyans and Carthaginian hops and my companions, and that was a close victory, a well-played victory by my opponent. But a very good battle. Very well played. And look at what we got with the stats. Look at the stats. Oh boy, my companions, they kicked. I only brought 3 companions. I thought about 4. Now I brought 3, and I fattened it up with noble cav and African elephants. My African elephants only got 44 kills, oddly enough. Yeah, usually they would get a lot more than that. This Libyan infantry got 135 kills. That's probably mostly from the missile units. That's probably where they got all their kills. Not a single one of my Carthaginian hops were killed in that unit right there. My Cretans got a lot of kills. They did pretty damn well. My enemy, the berserkers, thinking on it, and thinking how they manhandled my Libyans later on, his idea was sound. Just rush in with all these berserkers and scare away my infantry, my whole infantry line before my cavalry could finish off his noble riders, before my cavalry could help out in the infantry fight. And he would back up that fight with these with these Cimbri bowwomen who would lay down some fire arrows down on my main line, and help to rout my whole army faster. That is a good idea. It was good sound plan, but he kept this whole undefended. He had a couple of night hunters hidden, but they were pretty far from they were not close enough to the main line. These Cimbri bowwomen were too far out in front, and the cavalry were too far away from the main line, so I utilized those mercenary companions and smashed right through the center. I think if I hadn't got that great charge in the beginning, maybe the battle would have turned out differently, because that was a great charge I had in the beginning. He got 146 kills with that one berserker unit right there. 99 with that one. Got 156 with that Libyan infantry right there. 156 with that companion. Alright, I would say the MVP of this battle has definitely got to be both this mercenary companion cavalry and this Libyan infantry. So, raise a glass for these two great warriors of the battlefield. Mercenary companion and Libyan infantry, the MVPs of this here battle. Warrior of Sparta, He put me on my toes. But I got him in the end. I did. And I won the first round of the TWN tournament, their first tournament. Not their first tournament, but they're rebooting shit, so it's kind of unofficially their first tournament. And I won the first round. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna show you the rest of the battles I did in the other rounds, and we will see just how good or just how terribly I did in them. I'm your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. Peace.